Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Whether you're a returning veteran or a brand new face joining our virtual high school community, we are absolutely thrilled to have you here at SC Whitmore School. Today, we're diving straight into the essential onboarding updates for the 2026-2027 school year. Now, I know back-to-school season can sometimes feel a bit like, well, drinking from a fire hose. So my goal today is to make this information as clear and accessible as possible. We want you stepping into the new year feeling confident, compliant, and completely ready to support our students. Okay, let's dive right in.
To keep us right on track today, we've got a quick four-part agenda. First, trainings and new laws. Second, supporting special student populations. Third, virtual communication and priorities. And fourth, staff guidelines for success.
Starting right off with Section 1, Trainings and New Laws.
First up on your to-do list, those 5 required vector solutions modules. We're talking bloodborne pathogens, mandatory reporting, seizure protocol, Title IX updates, and FERPA. I know compliance training isn't exactly the most glamorous part of back to school, but these are state-mandated for literally all school staff. Let's just knock them out early so we're entirely compliant right out of the gate. Okay, moving on to a pretty major legal shift for this year, the grade floor ban, under Regulation H5073. In practice, this means school districts can no longer force you to give a minimum baseline grade. Like an automatic 50% just for submitting something. So what does this all mean for you? Basically, a student's grade has to be a true, accurate reflection of their actual work and mastery. No artificial inflation. We've also got a really critical update regarding credit recovery rules. The mandate now is strictly sequential. Students actually have to finish all of their original missing coursework before they are even allowed to enroll in credit or content recovery programs. This just ensures recovery isn't used as a quick shortcut around standard coursework. Now, speaking of grades, there's a fascinating shift in how we approach testing data. For district benchmark tests, the new rule restricts how these assessments affect a student's grade point average. Moving forward, a benchmark test absolutely cannot count toward a grade unless the material has already been formally taught and reviewed in class. It's really just about fundamental fairness, right? Making sure students are only penalized or rewarded based on instruction they've actually received.
All right, moving to Section 2, Supporting Special Student Populations.
This right here is one of the most vital distinctions to make this year. On one side, we have IDEA students. They have IEPs and a dedicated special education teacher. On the other side, 504 students receive accommodations, but they are not in special education. But your golden rule for both? Look for the flag. Both groups will have a specific red flag right there on their profile page to alert you to their needs. We also really need to keep a close eye out for our multilingual learners, or MLL students. They have their own unique hurdles, specifically with academic vocabulary. Everyday conversation might be a breeze for them, but the highly specific terms used in science, math, or history, that can be a massive barrier. And just like our IDEA and 54 students, MLL students also have a flag. Spot that flag and know that just a little extra context or vocabulary support could be a real game changer for them.
And remember, supporting our multilingual students absolutely means supporting their families, too. By law, we actually must provide parents with copies of documents pertaining to their rights, our processes, and regulations in their native language. Communication is our bridge to these families, and it's our legal and ethical duty to make sure language barriers don't burn that bridge down.
Now, I want to slow down for just a second here because this next protocol requires immediate action. If you ever, even for a moment, suspect a student might be experiencing homelessness, Step 2 is non-negotiable. Contact Amber Goff immediately. She's going to handle reaching out to the student and their parents because every single homeless student has the absolute right to stay enrolled and attend our school. It is our job to move fast and ensure they're supported. Jumping into Section 3, Virtual communication and priorities. If there is just one golden rule for virtual communication you take away from this entire explainer, it is this: return calls and emails within 1 business day whenever possible. That 24-hour turnaround, it builds immense trust in a virtual environment. Even if you don't have the final solution figured out yet, don't leave families guessing out there in the virtual void. Just let them know you're working on it and clearly tell them when you'll follow up. Look, we all know the beginning of the year is basically controlled chaos. To manage that rush, you just have to be intentional. Use your calendars and task lists religiously. Always prioritize urgent student needs over standard administrative stuff. Document those important conversations too. If it isn't in the notes, it didn't happen. And of course, keep a strict eye on those compliance and reporting deadlines so nothing slips through the cracks.
All of that communication and organization, it feeds directly into our goals for 26-27. As a unified team, we're really focusing on 4 targets: improving student engagement, increasing our overall attendance, raising those graduation rates, and deeply supporting our special populations. Every single call you make and email you send pushes us closer to hitting those targets.
And finally, Section 4, Staff Guidelines for Success.
Let's run through some quick cultural habits that really make our school thrive. First, smile over the phone. I know, it sounds super cliche, but people really can hear it in your voice. Protect confidential student info fiercely. Please ask questions. Literally nobody expects you to know everything on day one. When the Wi-Fi drops or tech problems inevitably happen, just stay calm. And ultimately, just support one another. A strong team creates a stronger school, for sure.
Which brings us right to our guiding philosophy: keep students at the center of every decision. I just want to remind you that whether you're in enrollment, counseling, tech, compliance, finance, or admin, every single interaction shapes a family's experience. Your role, whatever it is, directly drives student achievement.
So I want to leave you with this final, kind of provocative question as we kick off the 2026-2027 school year. How will your everyday interactions shape student success this year? The policies, the new laws, the flags on the profile pages, they all only come to life through you. Thank you so much for your time, your dedication, and your passion for S.E. Whitmore School. Let's get out there and make it an absolutely fantastic year.